So yesterday we have seen about different kind of cloud services and what are the different releases of the Salesforce. So you came to know about this that after every 4 months, Salesforce come up with a new release. So basically in a year there are actually 3 different releases that has been launched. Moreover, the Salesforce release are not based on the versions, rather they are based on the season. So instead of like version V.1 and something like that, Salesforce releases come up with a name winter, spring, and summer. So every new release, I mean every year inside the releases always start with the winter. After winter, it comes the spring, and if after spring, it comes the summer. So if presently it's summer, there will be winter. After winter, once again spring. After spring, what was before to spring? It was winter. What comes after the spring is summer. So yesterday we also discussed with, if you go to this website status.salesforce.com, you can see that uh, when is the next release is going to become. And regarding the current release is winter 22. So the next release is actually after winter, it comes the spring. So it will be like spring 22, which is going to be updated on the 12th of February. And the next year, it's going to be get updated. So this was what the yesterday's discussion. Now let's learn about what are the different sort of additions are there inside the Salesforce. Salesforce provide you both kind of additions, the paid one and the free one. But if you go with the Windows, Windows, let's talk about the Windows operating system. So Windows 7, if there are so many versions of that. So whether you talk about Windows 7 or 10 or any other, first of all, the entire product of the Windows, all of the product of the Windows, they are actually paid products. So if you wanted them, you need to buy the license. There is no concept of having a free product, having a demo product from the Windows. So likewise, Windows 7, if I'm talking about the Windows 7 operating system, it come up with a different flavors. So the most basic version is actually Windows 7 basic, and then the home, then a few operations with a professional edition, few more with the enterprise, and then with full-fledged features there inside the unlimited edition. But even if you buy any of the edition, or probably you were onto this and you wanted to upgrade to this, or you are onto this, you wanted to upgrade to this, so you need to pay the amount for that particular edition. This is one of the drawbacks with Windows and any other kind of services. Now let's come to the Salesforce. Salesforce even both have the paid as well as free editions. So first of all, we should talk about this paid versions. What are the different editions that come up into the paid versions? There are 4 basic editions in the paid edition. It's Essential. Essential is also called as Group Edition. And after Essential is Professional Edition, the Enterprise Edition, and the Unlimited Edition. Now see, whenever they ask you in the interview on which edition of the Salesforce you have worked, always say that we have worked on the unlimited editions. Why? Because we as a developer, inside the company, we actually use this kind of edition for the development purpose. So always say that whenever they ask on which Salesforce edition you were using for the development, always say that we were using the unlimited edition for our development. Okay, never say that we were using a 30-day trial account or we were using a free developer account, sort of thing like that. Always say that we were using the unlimited editions only. Okay, so in the paid version, there are actually 4 different editions: Essential, Professional, Enterprise, and Unlimited. But these 2 editions, Essential and the Professional, these are actually, they just offer you the SaaS kind of service. So they are basically for the end users only. We have learned this. The SaaS is for the end users, the PaaS and IaaS, even the SaaS also. And for the developer, we require everything. But the SaaS, if we give a software just, and he can only use, but he cannot make any sort of customization, that is something we call it to be the SaaS kind of service. So the SaaS is for our end users actually. The end users actually use one of the application and they just understand the functionalities, but rather they cannot customize the functionality. They cannot make any sort of addition, any sort of deletion, something what they require. They cannot edit it inside the application. That is what the SaaS. So these 2 editions, Essential and the Professional, these 2 editions are actually, they just offer you the SaaS kind of service. So very obviously, these 2 editions are only for the customers. Now see, if I have developed one of the CRM based application for any of my client, I mean the client has submitted the request long, like 2 to 3 months back, we have been interacted, and then he has submitted the requirement, and based on this requirement, I have developed one of the application. Now I wanted this application that it should be given to him because the application development has been over. When I was using this, when I was developing his application, I was at my end, I was using the unlimited edition. But now, because at my end, the application development has been over, I just wanted to deploy this to our client. I mean, I just wanted to give the SaaS part of that particular application which I have developed on the unlimited edition. On the unlimited edition, I developed one of the application. Now I wanted this application to be get deployed. I wanted that my client should now start using this application. So even the client want, if the client also want to use, his client should buy some of the license. Either he should opt in an essential edition, either he should opt in a professional edition. So client should also have, I mean, if I am having the license to develop, like I could use the enterprise on unlimited. So in the company, we actually, in the real time, we basically go for the unlimited editions only. This is the most costly versions of the Salesforce, but yes, it have all the features, whatever so required for the development. Because when we are developing something, we require SaaS, we even require PaaS, we even require ES also. So if I go with the unlimited edition, then only I will get all these facilities along with 24/5 support from the Salesforce. So if I stuck somewhere, I could drop one of the mail to Salesforce and see within 2 to 3, 4, rather 4 hours, they will try to initiate one of the contact with us, and then we started a discussion, and we head towards resolving that problem. So there are so many advantages with the unlimited edition. So when I was developing this requirement, when I was working this requirement, I purchased one of the license copy of software, and that is unlimited edition. But now, because the development has been completed and I want this application, what we have constructed, what we have developed, I wanted this application to deploy to our client, जिसके लिए हमने वो काम किया था. So the client also needs to have some license. So client now, अब उसको unlimited edition की जरूरत नहीं, because he don't want that much of the feature, right? उसको थोड़ी ना development करना है. He actually doesn't require. चेतन आपका वीडियो बंद करो. He actually doesn't require, to develop something, and he don't know how to customize. So उसको इतने features वाला edition देने की जरूरत नहीं है. And that is why we suggest him either you should go with the essential edition or with the professional, because if these two edition, only the SaaS kind of service is being given. So what are the major differences between these two is that if you go with the essential edition, you could deploy the product based on 10 users only. I mean, you can create maximum 10 users inside the organizations, not more than that. And the per user licensing cost is 25. So if you have a 10 user, if you wanted that this CRM should be used by the 10 users, okay, the CRM software, this application, what is being developed and we have given to him. If they wanted that this application should be used by 10 users only, or rather than less than 10, probably 8 users, like this. So they should go with this edition. But now, if they wanted to deploy it to any of the team size, like I was telling you one of the example that जैसे हमने मेड प्लस का एग्जांपल लिया था कि मेड प्लस इज वन ऑफ द केमिस्ट शॉप we see around the cities, and देखा उसको काफी जगहों. And let's now understand that MedPlus come to us and is telling that we almost have 12,000 outlets across the India, and we wanted them to be on a same CRM platform. So now we are developing one of the software for them, and we have completed this. अब हम उनको दे रहे हैं. तो इन दोनों एडिशंस में से हमने कौन सा एडिशन देना चाहेंगे? अगर if I gave them the essential edition, so they could only deploy it to the 10 user. For 10 users के लिए अलग license, the rest of the 10 user they should pay अलग license for that. इस तरह से. So it's going to be cost a lot more. No, that is why we won't suggest this essential edition for them. We would rather suggest the professional edition, and it's a job of Salesforce consultant. जो मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ ना, this is something a job of Salesforce consultant. So when you see how this the hierarchy goes inside the Salesforce, you initially started as an administrator, as a developer. Then you become senior admin, senior developer. Okay. Then you go into the functional areas. After this, once you got this that much of the knowledge of entire development, then you go to the functional areas. You actually become the architect, associate architect, senior architect, like this. Then after that, you go to if at all you are that much qualified and you know how to tackle that. Now beyond this, something actually depends on your personality. If you are good in the communication and you know how to tackle with the clients and you know how to talk with them and how to negotiate on some of the common process. So if they identify this they identify that this is something which you have beyond your Salesforce technical knowledge, so they put up you to the consultant part. So initially there also you started with the associate and then consultant, then senior consultant. So now from the consultant onward, you actually becomes this development part has been over. Now you becomes more utilized in getting the business and converting the business, and then understanding the business strategies. So this is what the overall journey, if you enter into the Salesforce, this is how you probably can project yourself after 2 to 3 years, you become a senior developer, probably the senior admin. Then after investing like 5 to 6 years, you probably go into the architect level. Now after 7 to 10 years, you probably go to the consultant like this. Development is very good. Say if you stuck to one company, okay, probably you say that yeah, but if you after 3 years, after 2 years, this is very common in IT that we actually make a switch to make the hike in everything, and not just in the financial aspect. We actually wanted to have a new position, and we wanted to grab this opportunity, and we wanted to work. We wanted to test ourselves with the new scenarios. That is why we actually make a switch. So after 3 to 2 years, if you make a switch, probably you could get this thing a little bit earlier in the life. So that is what the thing is. How does the hierarchy goes in the Salesforce? So this is the job of consultant who can decide among these two licenses, what should be the license I could suggest. So now, because according to the Mat Plus, I came to know that this is having almost 12,000 store right now, and probably they are going to increase this because after CRM come to this, अगर वो Salesforce CRM start कर रहा है, it is for sure that their business will going to be hike at least for the 30% in next financial years. So this is what the promise of Salesforce itself. Once you get into the Salesforce, this is at least could see that 30 to 40% hike is there. So if they are making more revenue, this is one of the possibility that they could open some of new stores, obviously. So right now, if they are having 12,000, probably in the next fiscal year, they could increase some of the store also. So there is the possibility I should go for the professional edition. I should rather suggest them, you should buy a professional edition. Now, this is actually any number of size of the team, but depends how many licenses you want. You should pay $75 per license. So if you want 1,000 license for that, so you should require 75,000 should require to pay. Then if you require one more license, pay one more $75 like this. So this actually justifies, this actually justifies in my opinion. Why? Because it all depends how many nodes, how many users he wanted to create. Now there is no such restriction. First of all, there is no such restrictions for creating the user. If he at all create 5 users, he just required to pay for the 5 users. He create then he add 5 more. Now he required to pay for 5 more. And at the end of year, he required to pay for 10 more. If he wanted to, if he wanted to renew the license, now he need to pay for the 10. So this is actually a kind of variable license. It all depends how many user you wanted to create inside the org. And the users could be any number of the team size. So generally, let me tell you that the most popular Salesforce license, what we actually suggest to our client is professional editions. Is the professional edition. Unless and until the client is less and he probably have just 30 to 40 members are there inside a team. The organization a little bit startup or mid-sized organization. Then we could give him, okay, it's better that you start initially with the essential edition, and later if you go beyond 100 or 500, something like that, if the headcounts go, if the license goes beyond that, then switch yourself, upgrade yourself from essential to professional edition. This is also one of the possibilities. If you initially started with the essential, but then later on you decided, I wanted to upgrade myself. So Salesforce with just a few increment in the Salesforce with just a few differences, like per user difference is $50, 25 or 75 difference $50. So just paying this $50 as a difference amount, you could, Salesforce will provide you this facility that you can upgrade from essential to professional. These are some of the flexibilities with the Salesforce. So these 2 editions are for what? These 2 editions are for our client. Now let's start with hum kahan kaam. So we usually works on the enterprise and the unlimited, but most of the time we have works on the unlimited. Okay, licensing cost is very high, so it's only bear by some top of the MNCs. They actually work on this. Usually, some mid-size MNCs, if they are the Salesforce partner, and they also perform some sort of development, they go with the enterprise edition, because the costing is almost double per license. In case of enterprise edition, you need to pay $150 per user per month. But if you go for the unlimited, it really becomes double. It's like $300 per user per month. Okay, so if it all depends on it all depends on organization to organization. Organization could develop CRM in the enterprise. Organization could develop CRM in unlimited also. But the kind of functionality what you get in the unlimited, they are actually really cool. So here also you get the complete CRM facilities. Here also you get the complete CRM. Here also you get the force.com. Here also you get the force.com. But there are a few more things that you won't get is enterprise. That is you cannot contact Salesforce for any kind of support. So that is the feature, but it's not over. And moreover, you don't have this app exchange. So if you go with the enterprise edition, you don't have this facility of the app exchange. That means you cannot download some of the ready-made application from the app exchange. But if you go with the unlimited, you actually get these facilities, and few more facilities are there. A few more facilities depending upon the bandwidth also. We get the 10 GB space for the file and the 10 GB space for data. That is a lesser amount. I don't exactly remember how much data is being and how much space has been provided with this edition, because I actually never worked with this. Whenever I have worked, I actually have worked this edition, so I better know about this. So but yeah, this much of data is obviously not provided in there. Then this is also for any number of the size of the team. This is also for any number of the size of the team. There are some common features and some distinguished features also. The licensing cost is really different. This enterprise, it's only like $150. For the unlimited, you need to pay more. So this was all about the paid editions. This was all about the paid editions. Now, what is for our? Because we wanted to get ourselves trained with the Salesforce. If you go with the Microsoft, there is nothing called as free. But Salesforce understand this strategy. Salesforce actually provide you free editions also. Free editions also. Not one, but two. Salesforce even provide you the free editions so that you could train yourself, so that you could train yourself and come into the Salesforce ecosystem, and thereby you could become a resource to Salesforce. See, if you train yourself in the Salesforce, you're obviously going to become a resource for them. So that is why, to help you out to understand what exactly is the Salesforce, what are the functionalities, and what you can do in the Salesforce. Salesforce even provide you free developers account that you could keep yourself, and you can practice on the Salesforce. So Salesforce wanted everyone to come into the Salesforce. And for the training purpose, they are not charging you any licensing cost. Nobody do this, let me tell you. If you go with the Java, if I probably teach you Java, I require to, आपको भले नहीं लगेगा, but at least I should require to get the license of this Java. Sun Microsystem से मुझे license लेना पड़ेगा. If I wanted to prepare you for Azure, अगर आपको मैं Azure पर लेके जाऊँ, मुझे license लेना पड़ेगा. If I wanted to prepare you for this AWS, तो मुझे license लेना पड़ेगा. आपको भले नहीं लेना पड़ सकता, हो सकता है, but at least I should get the license. तो वो licensing का cost मैं किससे वसूल करूँ? आपसे वसूल करूँ. Why should I? Because for every new batch, probably I should take a new licensing cost. वो licensing cost मैं क्यों bear करूँ? तो आपका हाइक हो जाता. अगर मैं SAP टीच करता हूँ, आपको SAP के लाइसेंस बहुत महंगे, and that is why SAP का फीस भी बहुत महंगा था. आज का फीस तो मुझे नहीं पता, but मैं 2006 अराउंड पास आउट हूँ मैं इंजीनियरिंग से. हाँ, 2006 YCC पास आउट हूँ. After 2006, I go to this Pune गया था. ट्रेंडी होता था, आप पास हो पुणे भागो. I go to Pune, मैं SAP करना चाहता था. I came that time 2.5 लाख. 2.5 लाख मतलब कितना होता था उस जमाने में? बहुत बड़ी बात होती है. I tell you, 2.5 लाख मतलब पूरा घर बिक जाए उसमें. ये क्या चीज है यार? इतना पैसा किस लिए? आज का कॉस्ट मुझे नहीं पता हो, कॉस्ट राइट नाउ. ये आज से मैं आपको इतने साल पुरानी बात बता रहा हूँ. उस वक्त इतना कॉस्ट था. मतलब जहाँ पे आप मेरा इंजीनियरिंग का फीस उस वक्त था शायद 24,000 था. शायद प्रोबेबली, मुझे याद नहीं. उसको भी मैं 3 या 4 इंस्टॉलमेंट में दिया था. तो उस वक्त एक 25,000 का अमाउंट बहुत ज्यादा लगता था. बहुत यानी बहुत ज्यादा. इट वॉज होल ईयर इनकम ऑफ अ फैमिली. तो उस वक्त 2.5 लाख रुपए सुनना मतलब ऐसा था कि पैरों के नीचे से जमीन निकल जा रहा. तो उतना प्रोडक्ट महंगा था सैप का, बिकॉज सैप के लाइसेंसेस लेने पड़ते थे. इवन द पीपल, वो क्यों महंगा था पता है क्या? जैसे मैं आपको ट्रेनिंग पे लूंगा, मुझे आपका भी लाइसेंस लेना पड़ता. तो वो लाइसेंसिंग का कॉस्ट हमको पे करना पड़ता. दैट इज वाई सैप वाज सो मच ऑफ कॉस्ट. आज का मुझे नहीं पता, लेकिन उस वक्त इतना था. देन आई कन्वर्टेड टू जावा. तो फिर मैं तो नहीं कर पाया ऑब्वियसली, उतना कहाँ पैसा था मेरे पास. और अच्छा हुआ नहीं किया, वरना आज मैं सैप में होता और आज मैं आउटडेटेड हो जाता. सो आई शिफ्टेड टू जावा. जावा किया फिर मैंने, और जावा से फिर आगे बढ़ते बढ़ते धीरे धीरे ऐसा. तो ये एक प्रॉब्लम होती है. बट देखो, सेल्सफोर्स इज नॉट लाइक दैट. सेल्सफोर्स ने खुद ही मोटिवेटेड है इस तरफ कि आपने सेल्सफोर्स में आना चाहिए. दुनिया भर के लोगों ने सेल्सफोर्स में आना चाहिए. एंड दैट इज वाई सेल्सफोर्स इवन प्रोवाइड यू फ्री डेवलपर अकाउंट. उसके लिए कोई पैसा नहीं लगता. एंड दैट टू बी लाइफ टाइम. 2 तरह के अकाउंट होते हैं. 30 डेज ट्रायल अकाउंट होता है. ये भी हम क्रिएट करेंगे, क्योंकि हमको एक टॉपिक पढ़ना है आगे चल के, कोड माइग्रेशन. अगर आप डेवलपमेंट तक कंटिन्यू करते हो तो आफ्टर डेवलपमेंट दिस अ टॉपिक, मैंने कहा डेवलपमेंट पूरे मॉड्यूल 4 हैं. फर्स्ट इज एडमिन, डेवलपमेंट, इंटीग्रेशन एंड द डिप्लॉयमेंट. When I take you to the deployment, जब मैं लास्ट टॉपिक पे जाऊंगा डिप्लॉयमेंट के, हाउ टू माइग्रेट द कोड फ्रॉम सैंडबॉक्स टू प्रोडक्शन, तो वी एक्चुअली रिक्वायर टू क्रिएट द सैंडबॉक्सेस. तो विद दिस अकाउंट हम फिलहाल तो ये बनाने वाले हैं फ्री डेवलपर अकाउंट दैट विल रिमेन यू लाइफ टाइम. ठीक है, अगर आप एक साल तक 365 डेज तक कंटिन्यू लॉग इन नहीं करेंगे तब जाके आपका डेवलपर अकाउंट लैप्स होता है. अदरवाइज सेल्सफोर्स जो है ना उस अकाउंट को कभी भी लैप्स नहीं करता है. So this is the thing. So, but we are also going to create one of the 30 days trial account भी बनाएंगे हम लोग, because हमको सैंडबॉक्स का कंसेप्ट जो पढ़ना है वो इसमें नहीं बन सकता. सैंडबॉक्सेस could be created, couldn't be created in the developer account. तो कोड माइग्रेशन नहीं होता है यहाँ पे. तो उसके लिए वी हैव एक 30 डेज का ट्रायल अकाउंट बनाएंगे. 3 या 4 दिन का कंसेप्ट है वो, उसके बाद इस अकाउंट को भूल जाएंगे. ठीक है, ऐसा है ये. So what we are going to right now, we are going to create is something called as free developer account. Free developer account have all facilities like your unlimited account, first of all, except few things. Except few things, 95% of the functionality that you get with the unlimited edition by paying at least $300 per user. Salesforce is that much flexible that you get the same facility with the free developer account also. Only few things are not there, that you cannot migrate the code, you cannot create the sandboxes, then the bandwidth of this is very less. That means here you get 10 GB for data and 10 GB for file, but here you get 5 MB for data and 20 MB for file. And few more things are there actually restricted, otherwise the kind of functionality. But on the, on the level of functionality, everything, even app exchange आपको यहाँ नहीं मिलता है enterprise में, but here you also get the app exchange. So according to functionality सब कुछ वही है. Features में कोई बदलाव नहीं. There are few things only which are not there inside the developer account. Why? Because developer account couldn't be used for business kind of purpose. आप एजुकेशनल प्रोजेक्ट बना सकते हो, बट यू कैनॉट डिप्लॉय दैट प्रोजेक्ट टू समवन. तो अगर आप उसको डिप्लॉय करने भी जाओगे, आप किसी यूजर को डिप्लॉय करने जाओगे, वी शुड रिक्वायर हिम टू सजेस्ट फॉर द एसेंशियल एंड द प्रोफेशनल. लेकिन आप इन एडिशन पे यहाँ से उठा के प्रोजेक्ट डाल सकते हो. आप इधर यू कैन माइग्रेट द प्रोजेक्ट फ्रॉम एंटरप्राइज एडिशन टू प्रोफेशनल और एसेंशियल. Either you can migrate the project from unlimited to professional or essential. But if you try to migrate your project which is being developed on the developer account, है ना, developer account पे एक free developer account भी बना है, तो आप इसको try करो यहाँ से migrate करके essential या professional पे लाने के लिए, Salesforce won't allow. मतलब clear cut meaning इसका यही होता है कि आप ट्रेनिंग के हिसाब से तो इसको यूज कर सकते हो, बिजनेस के हिसाब से यूज नहीं कर सकते. ठीक है, Salesforce को बेवकूफ नहीं समझ. बहुत सेल्सफोर्स में सारी स्ट्रेटेजी बहुत पहले से थी. ये आपको एक मदद के तौर पर सेल्सफोर्स ने एक फैसिलिटी दिया है that if you wanted to at all come to the Salesforce, so you wanted to know about the Salesforce, don't buy the license. Don't ask your instructor to buy the license for him, and from he could train you from that. Rather, we provide you this facility that every one of you could get the facilities and the functionalities of unlimited edition with a free developer account. But don't try to be over smart. You cannot deploy the project. What you could develop over here, you cannot deploy that. Understand this. Fine. So this what we are right now we are going to understand. First of all, how to create a developer account, and this account remains with you lifetime. If you forget to log in for more than 1 year, then only this account is going to be lapsed. Otherwise not. Now this is one of the assignment here I wanted to give you. Go with this terminology. What does it mean by a multi-tenant architecture? Salesforce follow a multi-tenant architecture. So I want every one of you to go with this. Yesterday, few people have solved in excellent way. They have solved this health cloud and something like that, whatever I was given. So that's really cool thing. That's really a cool thing. I see that most of you actually have worked on this, and they try to find it and they try to Google it. Somebody has actually shared 2 documents. What's this? I don't remember the name, but yeah, someone of you has actually shared 2 documents, and I see that really cool thing. Okay, so today I'm giving you this assignment. Go with this multi-tenant architecture. What does it mean by a multi-tenancy, and how actually Salesforce follow the multi-tenancy? Because if you do this, it's really good thing. If you don't do this, there will be a topic come in the future where I'm going to explain the multi-tenant. Okay, so but if you get yourself aware with this, at least for now, it's going to help you out. वैसे ये एक ऐसा टॉपिक है वो जो मैं आगे चल के एक्सप्लेन करता ही हूँ, मल्टी टेनेंसी. बट स्टिल फॉर नाउ आई वांटेड ऑल ऑफ यू टू गो विद दिस, एंड देन व्हाट आर द एडवांटेजेस. तो फ्यू ऑफ देम एक्चुअली आई ऑलरेडी हैव रिटन. गो विद दिस टॉपिक एंड ट्राई टू गेट योरसेल्फ एक्टिव. ओके, Now let's start with the most important topic, how to create a free developer account. So steps I already have written. Step number one is we need to fill up a registration form, and we need to go to this URL developer.salesforce.com. In this, you will see one of the form where these are the entities of that form. You need to just enter whatever has been written. If it's asking for the first name, just write down the first name and the last name like this. And once you click this, after the form has been written and you press this button, sign me up. So with this button, actually, Salesforce will initiate one of the email, and that will be here. Actually, you need to supply one of the email ID. On that email, you are going to receive one of the email to activate your account. And there is a link which actually routed you. You need to enter the password and something like that. And the recovery questions, which city was you born and something like that. We are going to see that. But one important thing is that whatever the username you are selecting for the username must be in the form of email ID. Now, this is the only restriction from the Salesforce. You cannot write down like Kasim Ali. Better you write down the kasimali@gmail.com. This is the way. So whatever the username you are giving to yourself, your username must be in the email format. This is the only restriction. Okay. Now, once we create this account, I'll tell you what are the steps to log in for the first time inside the Salesforce account. Okay. So let's see how to create this. So this navigation has been written. You need to follow the navigation. Let's first of all go to this website called as developer.salesforce.com. Developer.salesforce.com. So go with this website. So here you have one of the button called as sign up. You can see that one of the button is sign up. So go with the sign up. So when you click the sign up, you will see that there is a lightning form. See this one is a lightning form over here. And whatever it's asking, you just need to enter. So I already have created one of the email ID for you. First of all, let me log into that. So the email ID for your batch, I have it because I need to create, every time I need to create an account, I need to create an email ID because the email ID is the thing which is unique. The email ID is actually unique. So let me just copy this email ID. Yeah. So here I'm giving this name as that training my Salesforce batch. Training my Salesforce batch. So an email ID of just copying it over here. In fact, the username, I'm copying the same thing because username should be in the form of email ID. You could type it a different way, you could type it a different way also, but I usually do this, whatever the email ID I supplied, I just copy it into the username also because username must be in the form of email ID. So I better not try with two other options. I just copy this over here. What's your role? You could select any role, that's not really essential कि आपको यहाँ से वही select करना है कि मैं जो ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं. You could simply select business executive or something like developer or architect or administrator, whatever you just यहाँ से कोई भी select. Give any name of the company. That is not essentially important कि आप यही नाम दो. So I'm giving as a name called as batch 201. Okay. Then select the country has to be the India only. Okay. Why? Because it will going to adjust the time zones and everything. Then you could select any your postal code you could give, and let me check out training my Salesforce batch 201. Batch 201. Okay. Sign me up. Okay. Sign me up. So it's actually, first of all, it's checking for any of the ambiguity if I have ever made in this form. So yeah. Okay. So I made everything to be seems okay. So almost there. Now this means if once you see this window, you need to go to the email ID what you have supplied to confirm your account. So I actually have supplied this email ID in SFP. I need to wait here. Let me try to refresh this and let's see whether I'm actually one of the email is going to be come into this website. यहाँ पर एक email आने वाला. I'm expecting one of the email from developer.salesforce.com. से एक email आएगा मुझको. Sometime it comes very promptly. Sometimes it takes time. You cannot do anything. You just don't refresh this. यहाँ back नहीं जाएंगे, refresh नहीं करेंगे, कुछ भी नहीं करेंगे. Just wait for some time. अगर आ गया तो अच्छी बात है, नहीं तो otherwise we need to sit idle for few minutes. That is the only thing what I could do. So let's wait for few time. है ना, जब तक ये आता है तब तक हमें रुकना ही पड़ता है. Sometimes it comes very promptly. This is actually being issued from the Salesforce server. तो हमारा इस पे कोई काबू नहीं है. Okay, so meanwhile it comes, let's have a discussion. If any one of you wanted to, just first of all, let me give you the command. Now you can unmute yourself. If you wanted to ask something meanwhile, ask me, right? Because we need to wait till the time I'm going to get this email. Yes, any questions you wanted to ask? Anything more you wanted to know?
So in this developer account, we can create project like that, and in the trial account we can practice. These are the difference in the both accounts. I'm a little bit confused on like developer account and trail account, Trailhead account.
Trailhead is just a practicing platform.
Okay.
Okay. So see, once you actually close that, your account is also get vanished. It's a kind of temporary account till the time you are logging into the Trailhead. This account is going to be there, but as soon as you close the Trail account, if I'm into this, like if I'm into this now, I have logged into this. Let me show you that. Trailhead is actually following this policy that once you are into this, the account is going to be activated. The account will be there. Once you log out the account, you are automatically going to be logged out. And second time, if you try to open with the same account, it's not going to be happen. I mean, you cannot log in Trailhead accounts from login.salesforce.com. जो आपने यहाँ पे create किया ना, the account what you have created over here, account what you have created in the Trailhead, you cannot log in with that account inside login.salesforce.com. It's a kind of platform, a temporary account which is just created you to understand what the Trailhead is all about. That is the thing. It's like that only. So if I, अब कैसे कि मैं थोड़ा सा मतलब मैंने इसको common कर रखा है. Some means actually I have installed the package and I made it common. So I could log in with the same, but अभी आप नहीं कर पाओगे उस चीज को. So this is my Trailhead. But if I create any account over here, with this, if I created the, अगर मैं same account से एक developer.salesforce.com पे create करता हूँ, then I could log in. Otherwise, I cannot log in. ऐसा है.
Okay.
ठीक है.
Thank you.
So let's come back to here. See, we have received one of the email from developer@salesforce.com. And this was the email what we were expecting. So here you could see that thanks for signing up with the Salesforce and everything. Now here you need to verify your account. Okay, you need to verify your account. So you just need to click with this, verify account. And it will route it to you one of the another user interface. It will ask you to enter the password, and there are certain considerations for entering the password that it must have 8 characters, it must have 1 letter, it must have 1 number. So you better know this all. Your password should be not easily crackable. So just enter any of the password you could remember, else you could write it somewhere. Initially I started with this password, but after 30 days after 60 days this password requires to be get changed. So कैसे change करते हैं मैं सिखा दूंगा आपको. So yeah, in which city you have gone? I have gone into the Nagpur. So I entered my password and the password, confirm password if both matches. Just select any of the security questions. Like here you have so many security questions. So just try to be remember what you are writing over here. Better you write it somewhere. Make a notepad documents for that. Say ki in the IT actually we used to do this. I have a credential. I have this document. I prepare this document because I need to maintain so many passwords. So it's really not possible for me to remember every password. Moreover, you should not maintain same password for everything. That is also one of the security training. Don't have a single password for everything. Have a single password. It's really bad, because if someone knows a single password, he could crack everything. So it's really good to have different passwords for it. If you don't remember, don't no problem. Just make a notepad document for that. Okay. So now see, this is for the first time we actually have been logging. So as soon as I enter my password and everything, so ये देखो, for the first time we have login. So we actually initially launch into the lightning interface. और ये जितने भी notifications आते हैं, just close everything. So this is what I have been into this. मैं इसमें login कर चुका हूँ. But yeah, I could see that this is a lightning interface. Right now, what we have started is the Salesforce Classic training. Once you complete it with the Classic, you could probably migrate to Lightning. वो आगे की बात है, but at least not right now. So here I wanted to make a switch from this interface to the Classic interface. तो वो कैसे करते हैं? I'm just telling you that. See over to here, and on the top left corner there is a panda icon. Just click on this panda icon, which it will actually pop up one of the window. So in this big list, you could see that there is a link, switch to Salesforce Classic. Once again, let me repeat. So for the first time, whenever you log in into the account, you are going to be get routed to the Lightning interface. This is something called as Lightning interface, a Lightning page. lightningforce.com, you could see. Now here, if you wanted to make a switch from Lightning to the Classic, just go to this panda icon, and into this particular pop-up, here is a link. It's called as Switch to Classic, Salesforce Classic. Just click on this. Just click on this. So now is your developer account is created. This is your developer account, and this is the process to create a developer account. So let me tell you few things about it. So as soon as I create this account, I could see that it come up with Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, Marketing Cloud, come up with the App Launcher, App Cloud. It come up with the Community Cloud. It come up with the Salesforce Collaboration Cloud. It come up with the App Exchange Facility and a few more communities that I'm automatically into this community. Salesforce has given you this platform. Okay, it come up with so many facilities. It actually come up with all the facilities what you get in the unlimited account, but that is really a different thing. It's really different. Here you could see in the URL itself, the bash 201 is the name of organization what I have selected, and it's dev ad. Dev ad means it's a developer edition.mysalesforce.com. It's a developer edition, but still if you wanted to see, abhi aapko navigation sikhana shuru kar raha hu. So for the first time, once you get into the login, let's learn few things regarding ki abhi ye account mein kya kya cheeze hain. So let's go to the setup menu first. First of all, just click on the setup menu. Setup menu यहाँ पे display होता है, ठीक है? Oh, thanks. Setup mainly have 4 major menus: administer menu, build menu, administer, build, deploy, and a monitor. But you have nothing in the deployment. Although it shows you deploy, so that is a standard menu. It's a standard strip, a component है. Whenever this loaded, the component also loaded. But it doesn't have anything to relate. यहाँ पे create chain set नाम का एक link होता है. But that is not over there, because in this developer edition आप deploy नहीं कर सकते. तो यहाँ पे सिर्फ setting और status है, but there is nothing called as create a chain set like this. ठीक है? तो setup mainly have these 4 menus: admin menu, administer menu, and the build menu, and the deploy menu, and the monitor menu. तो deploy को छोड़ के बाकी सारे menus पे हम throughout the training we are going to discuss different options from there. ठीक है? Abhi, let me show you that we just now created this particular org. Org in the sense an organization. इसको org बोलते हैं short form में. And this is my area. This is my organization. This is the account what I have created right now. And from अब इसके बाद जितना भी मैं practice करूँगा, the kind of project what I'm going to develop, इसको मैं close करता हूँ. It's better with the lighting. I'm just closing it because it's taking some space. So I have closed that. So इसके बाद मैं जितना भी practice करूँगा, whatever the project I'm going to create for my practice, for my training, this is the account what I'm going to use. Okay, let me now show you something. Go to the setup menu, then go to the administer menu. Inside the administer menu, just expand the company profile. Just expand by clicking this particular icon. You could expand it. You could expand it. You could even click over here. Okay, you could even click here. See, this is the first time when you are actually dealing with the cloud technology. अभी मैं आपको एक क्या बोलते हैं इसको यार? I wanted every one of you to develop one of the habit. मतलब एक आदत आप सीखिए, ठीक है? क्या सीखना है आपको? If I'm telling you to expand this, means I just wanted you to click on this icon. See, if you click over here, यहाँ कुछ changes आया क्या? Nothing, nothing, nothing. This page has been, ये page यहाँ कुछ load हुआ क्या? On the right side, nothing has been changed. कोई problem. I want you to expand the company profile. ध्यान से सुनो मैं क्या बोलूँ. This can be done in 2 ways. Either you click over here, it's going to be expanded and you could see every option inside this tab. This can also be done like this. Click on the company profile. But once you click on the company profile, a page has been loaded. Company profile page has been loaded. This is the new page what I have been loaded. और इसके साथ में एक चीज और हुआ कि expand हो गया. अब आप एक चीज सोच के से बताओ. I just wanted to see the options inside the company profile. उसके लिए मैं ऐसा भी जा सकता था. और अगर मैं इसको expand करता, तो यहाँ पे कोई unnecessary server calls नहीं होते. अभी मैंने इसको click किया. I have just clicked this. Another call has been. This page has been loaded. This page of company profile has been loaded from the server. Do I really require to see this page? Think of yourself, because see, you are now onto the cloud. On the cloud, whatever you ask is going to be loaded from the cloud. It's going to be loaded from the server. Do not make unnecessary server calls. If you at all wanted to see something on the page, then only demand from the page. Otherwise, don't make unnecessary server call. अपने हाथों पे काबू रखिए. Unnecessary click मत करिए इधर उधर. कुछ किया तो कोई दिक्कत नहीं है बॉस. ऐसा कोई घबराने वाली बात नहीं है. I just wanted you to make a good habit. अच्छी आदतें बनाइए, बुरी आदतों से तौबा करिए. दिस इज व्हाट द थिंग आई वांटेड एवरी वन ऑफ यू टू डेवलप. आप यहाँ क्लिक करोगे तो इट विल टिल एवरी टाइम व्हेन यू क्लिक दिस, अगर मैं आपसे करूँ मैनेज यूजर्स में जाओ और ऑप्शन निकालो यूजर्स का, तो मैनेज यूजर्स में जाके यूजर्स का ऑप्शन निकालने का तरीका ये है. जस्ट क्लिक ओवर हियर, यहाँ कोई चेंजेस नहीं आ रहा है. बट इफ यू डू इट लाइक दिस, आप मैनेज यूजर्स में जाओ, यू क्लिक ऑन द मैनेज यूजर्स, एक पेज लोड किया मैंने, उसके बाद एक्सपांड हुआ एंड देन आई एम क्लिकिंग ऑन द यूजर्स. ऐसा नहीं. ट्राई टू अडॉप्ट द बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस. दैट इज व्हाट आई वांट विद यू गाइस. तो ये पहला दिन है, इसलिए पहले दिन ही अच्छी आदतें सीखेंगे. So as far as possible, we will avoid to make the unnecessary server costs. Wherever it is required, we definitely want it to clear. So उसको तो करना ही पड़ेगा. But at least if it is not required, don't actually be smart and click on wherever it is wanted. Don't make the unnecessary clicks. I wanted to expand the company profile. I shouldn't click over here, because if I click over here, although this menu will be expanded, but one page will be loaded and I have nothing to do with that page. So rather just click over here. पहला दिन है इसलिए बता रहा हूँ. ठीक है, चलिए. So now to know more about this developer account, what we have created just now is a developer edition account. So to know more about this, just go to this company information. Okay, now here is the information, everything related to this organization. First, what is the name of organization? The name of organization, the name of the company, what you have given, I gave this name as to be the batch 201. If I have supplied any phone number, it will going to display. If not, it will not be here. But yeah, I can edit and have the phone numbers also. Okay, I can edit and have the phone numbers. Okay, वो मैं कर सकता हूँ. But let's now see what are the primary information that we have supplied. Address is India. Okay, address is India. The time zone is taking from the Pacific. That means it's taking the time of US. But you can change it. How? Edit. How? Edit. You can make the changes over here. See. You could give the value of phone, you could give the value of fax, you could give the addresses, local settings, default time zones, I could select over here. Okay. I could even select the language, I could even select the time. So if I wanted GMT plus 5:30, that is the Indian time zones, I could make it over here. So it was like US GMT minus GMT plus 1, GMT plus 3, GMT plus 4. Where is GMT minus? अरे कहाँ चला गया यार? GMT plus 5:30 is Indian Standard Time. उसमें एशियन कोलंबो, मतलब आप विथ इंडिया अलॉन्ग विथ श्रीलंकन टाइम्स लेना चाहते तो कोलंबो लीजिए. बट आई वांटेड टू टाइम इंडियन स्टैंडर्ड टाइम विद द एशिया एंड द कोलकाता. डू किसी को पता है क्या कोलकाता ही क्यों रहता है? डू एनीवन नो दिस? किसी का जनरल नॉलेज है इतना कोलकाता ही क्यों रहता है? व्हाई कोलकाता? सोच के मतलब रिसर्च करना है इस पर, बताना. बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग फैक्ट आपको पता चलेगा. कोलकाता ही क्यों, दिल्ली क्यों नहीं? और दिल्ली इज द कैपिटल ऑफ इंडिया. डिफॉल्ट लैंग्वेज इंग्लिश ही लेना है मुझको. डिफॉल्ट लोकल पे इंग्लिश यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स ही रहना. तो करेंसी यू कुड सिलेक्ट. फिलहाल आप यूएस डॉलर देखोगे. अगर आप इफ यू चेंज इट टू इंडिया तो आपको इंडिया नजर आएगा. ये हम आगे चेंज करेंगे. फिलहाल लेट इट बी यूएस डॉलर. बट मैं आगे चल के कुछ जब प्रोजेक्ट में रिक्वायरमेंट आएगी तब हम करेंसी को चेंज करेंगे डॉलर से इंडियन जो अपना जो रूपी है, इंडियन नेशनल रूपी के आइकन को चेंज करेंगे. फिलहाल इसको ऐसे ही रहने देते हैं. एंड विद दिस डिफॉल्ट सेटिंग्स लेट मी नाउ सेव इट. तो वापस मैं बैच वापस में इसी पर आ जाता हूँ कंपनी इन्फॉर्मेशन पे. नाउ एक चीज, एक कस्टमाइजेशन, पहला कस्टमाइजेशन जो आपको मैंने आज सिखाया है, दैट इज हाउ टू चेंज योर टाइम जोन. उसके अलावा और कुछ कस्टमाइजेशन है जो धीरे धीरे एज पर रिक्वायरमेंट वी आर गोइंग टू अंडरस्टैंड. अभी एक एटलीस्ट हमने किया कि वी हैव मेक द टाइम जोन्स टू द इंडियन स्टैंडर्ड टाइम ऑफ एशिया एंड कोलकाता. नाउ what is your organization ID? Whenever an organization is created, every organization is having one of the ID, and the ID always starts with 00T. कोई भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन हो, every organization ID always starts with 00T. Let me show you something. वो जो मल्टी टेनेंसी जो मैंने कंसेप्ट आपको बोला है ढूंढने के लिए, I'll just give you one of the example for that. It's a matter of 5 minutes only. Let me show you that. What does a multi-tenant actually mean? थ्योरी आपको निकालना है. See, multi-tenancy का मतलब होता है कि on a single server, से अगर AP24, अभी मुझे कौन सा सर्वर अलॉट हुआ है, I will have AP27. ये ऑर्गेनाइजेशन जो क्रिएट हुआ है वो AP27 पे क्रिएट हुआ है. तो AP27 या 24 या जो कुछ भी है, उसका मतलब ये नहीं होता कि सिर्फ अकेला मेरा ही ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है. इफ इट इज AP27, ठीक है, इट इज AP27, दैट डजंट मीन्स कि AP27 तो सिर्फ मेरा ही ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है. ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है. इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट. सो AP27 होने का ये मतलब नहीं कि AP27 सिर्फ हम ही है। AP27 मतलब होता है कि AP27 पे एक नहीं, दो नहीं, बहुत सारी ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस है। सो दिस कंसेप्ट इज कॉल्ड एज मल्टी टेनेंट। टेनेंट मीन्स ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस, multi-tenant means multiple organizations. So on a single server, there could be multiple organizations. Now, how many different organizations can be accommodated? So Salesforce have one of the policy that on a single server, if AP27, if we are at all talking about AP27, so on the AP27, 8,000 different organizations, 8,000 different organizations can be created. 8,000 different accounts, developer, enterprise, ठीक है, प्रोफेशनल, अनलिमिटेड, whatever, but 8,000 different accounts, 8,000 different organizations can be created on a single server. And every organization, चाहे वो कौन सा भी एडिशन हो, ऐसा नहीं कि अनलिमिटेड में कुछ अलग रहता है, एंटरप्राइज प्रोफेशनल में कुछ अलग रहता है, नो नो, every organization, whether it's an developer account, whether it's an unlimited account, whether it's a professional account, whether it's an enterprise account, whatever, every account, every organization always have, I mean, the first of all, it have an organization ID, 18 digit organization ID रहता है, 15 digit दिलेगा, बाकी कहाँ से देखना है वो आगे सिखाऊंगा. Now you could see, अभी आप जहाँ पे जो देख रहे हैं ना, this is the 15 digit organization ID, ये, बट एक्चुअली ऑर्गेनाइजेशन आईडी 15 डिजिट का नहीं होता, ये 15 डिजिट है, लेकिन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन आईडी होता है आपका 18 डिजिट का. आप यहाँ पे काउंट करो, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15, यहाँ पे आपको 15 डिजिट दिखता है, लेकिन एक्चुअली होता है 18 डिजिट का. सो कहाँ से निकालते हैं वो आगे चल के मैं सिखाऊंगा. डेवलपर्स जब व्हेन वी गो टू इनटू द डेवलपमेंट पार्ट, देन वी विल सी हाउ टू गेट दिस 18 डिजिट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन आईडी. इंटीग्रेशन में काम चलता है इसका, because when we are integrating this, we actually require the whole और पूरा 18 digit का organization ID लगता है. वो कैसे निकालते हैं वो बाकी कहानी, पर चलो अभी के लिए what we are doing right now. So your organization ID is of actually of 18 digit. Every organization have a unique number of 18 digits, something called as organization ID. It's like that कि आप जब एग्जाम देने जाते थे तो every one of you is having one of the exam number, exam seat number, roll number, whatever you call this. So that number was unique. No two person have the same number. So in the same way, no two organization have the same organization ID. So organization ID is first of all unique across the server. ऐसा नहीं कि इस सर्वर पे ये है तो दूसरे सर्वर पे यही वाला आईडी देखने को मिल जाएगा. No, across the server, across the regions also. Once this is, if this is my organization ID, if this is my organization ID, this means no one else in the entire Salesforce ecosystem could have this ID. फिर चाहे वो नॉर्थ अमेरिका का सर्वर में कोई इंस्टेंस हो, चाहे वो ईमिया में हो, चाहे वो एपी में क्यों ना हो, तो ये ऐसा नहीं कि AP27 का आईडी है ये तो किसी दूसरे में भी यही आईडी रहेगा, ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं. आईडीज आर यूनिक अक्रॉस द सर्वर, अक्रॉस द रीजन, इनसाइड द होल सेल्सफोर्स इकोसिस्टम. दिस इज द आईडी, इट्स अ यूनिक आईडी. अब दूसरा किसी भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का ये आईडी नहीं हो सकता, फिर चाहे वो किसी भी सर्वर में हो, फिर चाहे वो किसी भी रीजन में क्यों ना हो. So this is the concept of multi-tenancy. Multi-tenancy का सिर्फ सिंपल सादा मीनिंग होता है कि in a single server, multiple organizations are actually being accommodated. There is no concept of having a dedicated server in Salesforce. Salesforce में dedicated server नाम से कुछ नहीं होता है. It's always a shared infrastructure. Everything whatever the Salesforces have, that is being shared to all the persons, to all the members of the family. It is shared. So this server is actually being shared among 8,000 different organizations, and this is the concept of multi-tenancy. So every organization have their own 18-digit organization ID, and every organization ID always starts with 00D. 00D. First three characters of every organization ID is common with everyone, and that is 00D. That is 00D. Here is your organization ID. The organization ID is like 00D, 5J or something like that. And my edition is developer edition. When I work in the actual environment, this is unlimited edition because that time I'm working for my company. I'm working on actual project. And my instance on which server this organization is being kept is AP24. Now, how much data in case of file and in case of data I'm going to, I told you that if you create an 0201, if you create a developer account, you are not going to get 10 GB. You are going to get 5 MB for data and 20 MB for file. So let's verify that also. See here, I could see the use data spaces and the file spaces. यहाँ पे दो views हैं. आप किसी भी एक पे click करो, किसी भी एक पे click करो, no problem. You click any one of them. So to store the data, you are getting 5 MB storage. For storing the files, you are getting 20 MB. This is what I was talking about. you are not going to get this much of capacity with the developer account, but yes, you are going to get 5 MB for data and 20 MB for files. आप बोलोगे तो बहुत कम होता है, नो नो, ये बहुत ज्यादा होता है। आप कितना भी इस डेटा स्टोर करोगे, आप ये कैपेसिटी हिट नहीं कर पाओगे। आप सोच रहे कैसे, वो आप देख लोगे आगे चल के, डोंट वरी, इतना सफिशिएंट है डेवलपर अकाउंट के लिए, दिस इज मोर देन इनफ। मैं पूरे ऑब्जेक्ट भी भर दूंगा ना, स्टिल आई वुड नॉट बी एबल टू कंप्लीट दिस स्टोरेज लिमिट। बहुत ही कम केसेस में होता है ऐसा, ठीक है। So this is how to create your developer account. अब ये क्या था, I was following this developer.salesforce.com, ठीक है, developer.salesforce.com को मैं फॉलो कर रहा था, and with this step number 1 मैंने फॉर्म भरा, step number 2 I got one email and I follow the steps whatever there was mentioned in the email. There was a button called as verify account. I click this verify account, I enter my password, confirm my password, I write a security question and the answer, and then I click the change button. As soon as I click it, I know I was being routed over here. Initially on the Lightning interface, I said I make a switch from there to this Classic. Now what happens if I close this? Next time, अब मैं कैसे login करूँ? So next time, do I again need to go with the developer.salesforce.com? No. Once the account has been created, you now need to go with the login.salesforce.com. You now need to go with the login.salesforce.com, and you created an account with this email ID. Here, this is the email. This is the username what I have given, है ना? अब आप login.salesforce.com पे जाएं, next time whenever you log in, एक बार क्लोज करने के बाद में यहाँ पर आपको यूजर नेम डालना है, पासवर्ड नहीं डालना है, आपका ईमेल आईडी नहीं डालना है, पासवर्ड क्या बोल आपका यूजर नेम, दो नेम थे वहां पे, एक ईमेल आईडी था, दूसरा यूजर नेम था। मैंने इंटेंशनली अपना यूजर नेम ईमेल आईडी कॉमन रखा। आप अलग करोगे, अगर आप अलग करोगे तो आपको यूजर नेम याद रखना है, ठीक है, इसीलिए मैं इंटेंशनली उसको कॉमन रखता हूँ कि जिस ईमेल आईडी से मैं बना रहा हूँ वही मेरा यूजर नेम, बिकॉज हाउ कुड आई रिमेम्बर एवरीथिंग। तो ये एक बेटर एक ओपिनियन है मेरा आप सभी को कि यूजर नेम, ट्राई टू गिव द यूजर नेम सेम एज योर ईमेल आईडी, ताकि आपको याद ना रखना। नाउ गिव द पासवर्ड व्हाट यू हैव एंटर सेकंड, जो आपने पासवर्ड दिया था। I enter my username and my password and I'm trying to log in into now, ठीक है। It will now ask you to register your mobile number. आप चाहते हैं तो रजिस्टर करिए, अब मैं नहीं करता because I need to create so many accounts, so I do not want to register my, or you can remind me later भी कर सकते हो, बट वो पॉपअप आता रहेगा आपको। आप रजिस्टर करना है तो मोबाइल नंबर रजिस्टर कर दीजिए, सिक्योरिटी के लिए अच्छा रहता है, because if someone, even if someone is having your credential and if you try to log in, तो आपको नोटिफिकेशन आएगा उसका, if the IP changes, जब भी IP चेंज होता है, और इवन इफ यू ट्राई फ्रॉम समवेयर एल्स, अगर आप करते हो तब भी वो नोटिफिकेशन आता है, आपके मोबाइल नंबर पे सिक्योरिटी ओटीपीज आते हैं, एंड देन ओनली द पर्सन कुड लॉग इन। तो ये उसका बेनिफिट है, यू नो, दिस इज द बेनिफिट इफ यू एंटर रजिस्टर योर मोबाइल नंबर। प्रॉब्लम ये है कि एक मोबाइल नंबर दोबारा रजिस्टर नहीं कर सकते, तो बिकॉज आई नीड टू, अब मेरे पास तो दो ही नंबर है यार, मैं कितना रजिस्ट्रेशन करूँ, ऑब्वियसली मुझे नहीं करना पड़ता है, आप लोग करके रखेंगे तो अच्छा रहेगा, ठीक है। सो दिस इज द सेकेंड टाइम। अब मैं अब डायरेक्टली यहाँ पर आ गया, मैं कहाँ पे, क्लासिक पे आ गया। ऐसा लाइटनिंग पे जाना है तो ये है स्विच टू लाइटनिंग एक्सपीरियंस। अब जो लाइटनिंग की ट्रेनिंग पे आते हैं वो यहाँ पे काम करते हैं, आप क्लासिक की ट्रेनिंग पे हो तो आप यहाँ पे काम नहीं कर सकते। दिस इज द इंटरफेस व्हिच इज नॉट फॉर यू पीपल, दिस इज समथिंग व्हिच यू आर गोइंग टू लर्न आफ्टर दिस, ठीक है। तो आप इसके बाद लाइटनिंग पे आओ। अभी तो आपको यू नीड टू फर्स्ट, फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम व्हेनेवर यू लैंडेड ओवर हियर, यहाँ से एक और फ्लाइट लेनी है आपको, और वो फ्लाइट लेके आपको क्लासिक पे लैंड करना है। तो दिस इज हाउ, ठीक है। सो just a second, let's see whether Sachin has joined or not. So I told him to join. Guys, please be on the call. I'm actually stopping the recording. Just please be on the call.